Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna draw a chill guy. I hope you're gonna follow along with me. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's get started. I'm first using a gray colored pencil to draw the main shapes of our chill guy and get the lines just the way we want them before we use our marker to color and finalize the lines. So let's first start by drawing the top of our chill guy. He's gonna be this tall, and then he's gonna come all the way down to here. We're gonna try to fill up a lot of our paper. So his feet and the top of his head up here. Let's draw the top of his head, and we're going to draw it kind of coming down. So we come up and then down on the left side. Then we can draw it curving around. And we're just going to draw through all the way down to the bottom of his feet. Also, I'll leave a link below this video in the description where you can check out the original artist and also the original image. It's pretty awesome. Okay, and we're gonna draw the other side of his body. So it's gonna be, maybe his neck is right here, and we're gonna draw the other side of his body coming down. And it gets closer together towards the bottom. Then right here, he has a little chin, or his neck, and then his nose will come down, maybe it comes out a little further, and then we're gonna come down and curve into his neck. Don't worry too much about making these lines look clean or smooth. It's okay if they're messy and you have extra lines. You can use a regular pencil to erase any extra lines you don't want to keep. But let's just keep going. I like using a colored pencil so we're not worried about erasing. So we're going to make the nose here. And then we can start adding the face. So we've got the eyes right here. I'm going to draw the pupils. And then we got the eyelids. I think his face is one of my favorite parts. And they come up and then over on each side. So we come up and over to add the eyelids. And then we got the eyebrows on top. And then we got the ears too. Let's add an upside down U shape. And then another upside down U shape right next to it with a little extra space in between. Then we got a little extra line here too on the inside of the ear. Then we can also add his mouth. Got the little smile, chill smile, and a cheek, and also a lip. Okay, now let's draw his clothes. So we got his neck right here. Maybe his neck is not as wide. So I'm gonna bring this in a little. Yeah, there we go. And then we got his neck. Then right below his neck, he has another curve right here for his collar. And then his shoulder comes out to his elbow and then back in, and his hands are just chilling in his pockets. There we go. And we got it coming back and then coming up. And we got a little extra line here for the sleeve and going into the pocket. And then we can draw the other arm just barely sticking out over here on this side and coming into the pocket. Oh, let's draw the bottom of his sweatshirt. So we'll come across. And we can add that extra line just like we did for the collar. Next, we have his pants coming down, and we can draw the split between his legs right in the middle. And then he has some wrinkles. And then also his pants are cuffed. So we're going to draw two curves here. And then we got to draw his shoes sticking out the bottom of his pants. So we've got the bottom here and a little line here. Then we have the heel for the back of his shoe. And then his toes, the front of his shoes coming up, curving down, and then we're going to come back. Then we're going to come back up into his heel. We could also add another line for the bottom of his shoes. And then let's do the same thing for this one. We have just a little bit of shoes sticking out here. Then we have the toes coming up, and then we're going to draw them coming back into the other shoe. I'm going to move this over just a little. There we go. so it's not as long. Yeah, that looks better. Now we got the lines just the way that we want them. We're gonna color him. This part will fast forward, but you can pause the video and take time to color your drawings. I used 41 brown for his face, CG1 for his sweatshirt, and then this really light blue 182, which I layered a couple times to try to make it darker. Then I also used 15 red for his shoes. Now we're ready to switch to our black marker and ink in all of the lines. Let's first start with his eyes. We're gonna draw the pupil first. I'm gonna draw an oval shape. We'll color it in, and I also left white around his pupils. I didn't color that in with the brown marker. Then we'll draw the eyelid that goes over. Then we can draw the eyelid going up. And then we can also add the eyebrow over the top of his eye. And I'm gonna go back over it, make it a little thicker. And we can also add just a small little line coming down on the left side. Okay, let's do the same thing over here. We'll draw his pupil, the oval shape. Then we can draw the eyelid going over the pupil. And on this side, we're gonna draw the line coming down on the right. We could also add just a really thin line on the left. And his eyelid coming up, over, and then also his eyebrow. And we'll go over that again and make it thicker. Then let's also come down here and ink his mouth and his cheek. And then a little lip right here at the bottom. Now we can do the rest of his body. Let's start at the top of his head. We're gonna go down from the ear to his nose. And then we can also color in the big nose shape too. Now let's move on to his sweatshirt. We're gonna draw his neck first, and then we'll do his sleeves, and also be sure to add the little wrinkles on his sleeves. Also be sure to add little texture lines coming down his collar and also on his waist. And then those little wrinkle lines, we'll add two right here in his elbow, one on his little armpit, and also one over here on his elbow. Now ready to do his pants. Let's draw his pocket right here. Then we'll come down to the cuff on his pants. And we can do the same thing over here on this side. Let's also add the little wrinkles between his legs and then split his legs. And then we can also add the cuff, and it goes past on each side. So we're going to draw the curves here, but we'll pass on each side. Then we'll come down, and then we can draw the bottom of the cuffs. And then let's also add the wrinkles right here. So we got one coming across, then we'll go back the other way and then back again. So it looks like a little Z. And then we can add little wrinkles underneath the pocket and also on his knees. Oh, and then also he has a little seam coming down his pants on the right side. Now let's do his shoes. We can first draw the little line that comes out from his pants. Then we're gonna draw the curve going over his toes. And I'm gonna make these come down so his soles are a little thicker. We'll come back and then up for his heel. Then we'll draw the bottom of his shoes or the sole. And then we can also add shoelaces. I'm gonna add a little loop right here coming down from his pants. And we can add two little texture lines next to it. We can also add 3 little dashes on his toes. And then let's draw this other shoe over here too. So we'll draw the toes. And then we're gonna come back for the bottom of his shoes. And then the sole of his shoes. And then that same little shoelace sticking out from the bottom and a little line there. Oh, and maybe a couple little texture lines on his toes. And last, if you have an eraser, you can go back over and lighten or erase any of those extra lines that you can still see. And we did it. We finished drawing and coloring our chill guy. He turned out really cool, and I'm sure your drawings look awesome too. Remember, it's okay if your drawings don't look exactly like mine. The most important thing is to have fun and practice. And I promise the second time you draw him, he'll turn out even better than the first time. And I hope you had a lot of fun following along with me and drawing a chill guy. And we'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.